my fastest 100 pip trade on gold. I'm gonna break it down for you guys in this video, all the learnings from it and how you could have capitalized on this movement as well. Let's go. So friends, I believe this was really one of the biggest movements that I've ever traded in such a short time period. I don't know if you're aware of this, but gold is currently floating. Like, the liquidity is available. We're at all-time high every single day. We're creating new all-time high, then we're quickly gonna pull back, and then we're continue to moving up higher. I'm also going to share with you quickly a forecast on what I'm expecting price to do. I've done that in my inner circle already, so when price was at around 2,100 or something like that, I've been forecasting that the price will go up. And my forecast is that price will go up to 2,400. Right now, we are at 2,344, and that means that very soon price will continue to move up higher. Everything that I trade on a daily basis will be forecasted to my inner circle, exactly like this one trade from this particular trade recap. So I've shared with them, you can see it here, that the price will go up, right? There was no other option in price to go up. So if you would have been selling in this particular price, you would have been losing probably your entire account in those 12 minutes. While me and the inner circle members, we've been making crazy profits because it was obvious to us, and I'm going to explain it to you right now step by step. So the day that I'm talking about when that happened was here on 9th of April, right? So I'm going to open up right now, clean your chart for you guys just to understand the higher time frame first. That is key to my element. I always have a look on the higher time frame first before I go lower. So that is very crucial. That day we created a new all-time high. Since then we're still in this area. We haven't managed to go up higher. My forecast, as I told you already, it will go up higher. Right now we are probably a little bit in a consolidation, but probably in the next couple of days we might push up. So what happened here was price has tapped here in this order block, right? We all know what order blocks are. There are points of interest for the market which price tends to revisit. After a push up, it's going to revisit to make a continuation. I think every SMC trader knows that. It's a very powerful concept if you know when those order blocks work and when they don't work. We can see here another example, like for instance here an order block worked, but if you have a look on this one, well, that didn't work, as well as here it didn't work. Very often they do not work, or the time when it will work is a different one, which many SMC traders don't really understand. However, I can't really explain you all these things in this video. I'm trying to give you more and more insights regarding this kind of thing, why that might be the case, why this order block might work and why sometimes it doesn't. The very simple answer to it is because if you follow only one concept, if you're looking only on order blocks only, you can't understand if that one will be revisited or not. It's impossible, because you gotta understand the market like this. You gotta put layers over it to make the picture more visible. If you only look at the market in terms of order blocks, then you will be trapped every single time, or you will have a very high chance that you will get trapped. But if you understand other things, such as market structure, such as liquidity, right? Imbalances, timing, higher time frame, lower time frame, order flow. There are so many things that you need to add to it in order to understand when an order block might be approached and when not. In this particular case, we see the reaction from it, right? That's what we see right now. We've already reacted to the upside. And now the thing, what I try to understand then is going down in the lower time frame. So we gotta see right now what happens before my session gets in. Now I like to trade the London session a lot, so I'm waiting for that one session to kick in. We see right now, like, what you gotta understand is that you have here, right? You see in this case support resistance from where the reaction comes. I'm not using, for instance, support resistance, even though sometimes it's aligning with my concepts. In this case, it's because of the daily time frame. was at an order block. We had a reaction. Right now it's a support resistance, which might be liquidity in the future because it's a support resistance level. Right now we see price pumping up higher here. I'm going now to the 1 hour because on the 4 hour I can't really see something. On the 1 hour, I'm waiting right now for my session, which is the London. And I'm looking at the price from this particular case. And now I'm going to teach you a very important thing, that you should not think always in order blocks, because order blocks is powerful, but not always. And you gotta have different perspectives to an order block. If you have a look on this current situation, many people would say, hey, that is an order block. This is my supply zone. I'm expecting price from here to go down. But you gotta also have the perspective to it to say, what if it doesn't work, right? What if we push up? Why should it go down from here? We might also go up higher, right? So you gotta have that perspective at least. Just having this will make you totally different to all the SMC traders out there. So my perspective to the market was very simple. I've seen price here being in a consolidation on the 1 hour time frame, which means we gotta go up, right? Or we gotta go down. We gotta go in one of these two directions. For me, the bullish power just looks stronger because price here just is currently still bullish. My structure and my perspective of structure is in this case that we still push up higher. You see this bullish order flow, we go down lower, right? And now here we come back up and we break here some form of structure, which looks to me bullish. And that was like one of my key points in this case, that I've been expecting price to go up higher due to the market structure that we got. Don't be confused that those structure can also include inducements. If you don't know what inducements are, you will be really destroyed by the market. You gotta include them as well if you're understanding market structure. So in this case, there are people who are using inducement who believe that maybe that is the inducement and therefore they're looking for the short side. But also here, you gotta have the perspective that maybe that doesn't work that way. It might go the opposite. In this case, for me, all the obstacles that I had just spoke to me that it's going to go up. That's why I also shared the forecast that is going to be bullish. It's not important that you always know what you have to do. You can be wrong in a situation like this very often. At the end, it's just you gotta follow the approach every single day the same, and learning from those past scenarios and understanding specifically what similarities those scenarios had in order to make them work. For me, this scenario that we had here is something which I've seen probably hundreds of times. That's why I know it's going to go up. There are so many concepts which you could overlay over it to make it work that way. For instance, what I can include as well is like this thing here, because it went up, that might be a bullish order flow, right? It is currently in a bullish order flow. I gotta see a shift if I want to see bearish market. It's right now, everything is still bullish. People just focus on the wrong things, and you gotta go down on the M1. What I've seen is a very simple price action. I gotta go here afterwards. But what I've seen is that price, right, tapped into another demand area, respecting the bullish order flow. You gotta see how bullish this whole thing looks like. Does this look bearish to you or bullish? For me, it looks bearish. But there are, again, two options on how everything might be interpreted. You gotta interpret it like this. Well, that is bearish, right? We broke structure. We gotta see right now price going bearish from here. I know SMC traders are analyzing from that perspective. That's why I know that my highest chance is actually to go to the bullish side. And what I see is actually this break of structure over here. So I was very confident that this thing would just go up because everything that I see here is liquidity. I see here liquidity. What else do I see is liquidity from here till here. Everything is liquidity, and we're still on a higher time frame bullish trend. Everything is bullish from my point of view. Here you see a clean shift. Since then we're bullish. I'm expecting price to run the high. And what happens? I entered at the opening of the London session because everything was on my favor. And then this thing just pushed up. I hold my trade. I've seen this movement. I was like crazy. 30 pips in one candle. Wow, another 50 pips in another candle. And I closed. Easy. I mean, why should I hold during this thing? For me, we've run previous highs. That is a good target for me. Here you can see the trade one more time. My confirmation was this break of structure on the lower time frame. We see we grab some form of liquidity from this side as well. So you gotta fool people always on buy side and sell side in order to have even higher quality to it. This trade, I have no idea anymore how many Ks it brought me. I think on one account it was almost 20K, and I did took it on 3-4 accounts, and that was just insane. Like, this is the only trade that you need in a week. The next day I haven't traded because I haven't seen any great setup, which is part of it. You gotta focus on the highest quality. You gotta focus on the setups that you know, which you recognize. But people are always like this. Tell me exactly how you took this trade so I can replicate it, which is not that easy to do so. You see it also in this video. I'm trying to explain it to you how that might work. The problem is just you don't have my eyes. You don't have my experience. You will not understand this by your own just by watching a course or by understanding 2-3 concepts or having 2-3 learnings from this video. That is the biggest mindset problem that you guys have, which is going to comment down in the comment section. Tell us specifically the reason for this trade, because I told you the reasons. Just for your mind and your eyes, maybe that doesn't make sense right now. If you're one who knows the concepts, who has backtested the concepts, who understands what we're doing, or who knows specifically my strategy that I'm trading, they would just look at this and say, I know, next time I want to catch it if I didn't catch it already. Because that's the point. You gotta learn, you gotta put in the work, and then with time, you gotta recognize these same things as well. I know that this isn't that easy. I mean, at the end, only 5% are profitable. When I say profitable, guys, they're making 10 bucks, and they are considering the top 5% of traders. So that's why I'm sharing those forecasts every day, because I know how hard it is, and you just gotta follow the entry model, and you can execute the same trades like here. With that being said, guys, I hope that you could understand new perspectives to it, because many people just try to tell you gotta do it like this, but you never know the other side. Never. Always look on two sides of it. You got the side on everything. You got this side, you got this side. You gotta always look at it, right? Very important, guys. It's super important. You got always two sides of everything. Trying to have different perspectives. This will help you truly, and I think that this video was beneficial. If you are one who understands this video, you are a very big step or a small step away from getting super successful with this whole thing, guys. Keep going.